Well, hello everybody. This is more breaking news. My name is Len Clark from American Government in Exile on this sad and somber Thanksgiving about the suspect who allegedly shot the two National Guard members that we are praying for and with their family members, and their names are Andrew Wolf, 24, and Sarah Beckstrom, 20. First of all, though, the father of Miss Sarah Beckstrom is tragically saying, at least through one media report, when asked about his daughter, the National Guard soldier who had that horrific crime committed against her, he was holding her hand at the time the call came through, and he's saying there'll be no recovery. So that greatly saddens not only myself but many of us. And then there is Andrew Wolf, 24, the other National Guardsman. He's still in critical condition. The suspected shooter, Ramanullah Lockenwall, is of course now by now we know he is a Afghan national. He worked with the CIA with so-called zero units, and these zero units worked across the country. Some critics have said that they were committing human rights violations. Some even went as far to call them death squads. And also, more importantly, it must be pointed out here, as Jack C. on YouTube and others are reporting, it was the Trump administration who approved this shooting suspect's approval to be in this country in April. We shouldn't be pointing fingers, but since the president, the so-called president, has started, when this tragedy has just happened, to start doing what he's doing, blaming people, this had to be pointed out. Anyways, that's also the case here. He has gone and, essentially started condemning doing these things instead of right now just hopefully finding out the motives. It sounds, though, that this individual did work with the CIA zero units. I'm getting some of the zero unit part of it. I'm getting from the New York Times the approval of the asylum called a special immigrant visa approved for when people work with our government. Jack Cocciarella, I'm probably not saying his name right, on YouTube is reporting that. And then we've had, in addition, a journalist with the New Yorker said that, this probably would not have happened, this tragedy, if, essentially the National Guard had not been there in the first place, because this president has decided to put them in the streets instead of specialized law enforcement, and put the soldiers there. That in no way excuses, of course, if this is the man who did it, the suspect, Ramanullah Lockenwall. But the point is, if they had not been there in the first place, exposed, they're soldiers, and they're supposed to be conducted, be in war zones where, I can tell you, after being in Iraq and being military police, there are different rules, and even then we were constricted. But in the United States, putting them in the streets in an American country where they cannot, through their rules of engagement, you could say they could have self-defense. They say that, but the fact that this suspect apparently was able to sneak up on them. But also here in Arizona, it's reprehensible as well. People, instead of right now just hoping for the best for the two National Guard soldiers, Andrew Wolf and Mrs. I got to get her, Sarah Beckstrom. Instead of worrying about them, Trump is out there using this politically. Andy Biggs, I'm ashamed to say, from Arizona, one of the people who allegedly helped traitor Trump overthrow our country, try to overthrow our government and our election. He's pointing fingers at the Dems. So it's just disgusting right now. Instead of just saying, hey, let's be with the families, they're already out there doing this. Anyways, that's the main part I wanted to let you all know. Unfortunately, on this Thanksgiving, there are family members of the two National Guard, and not everybody this is not a joyous day for everybody. It is not for me, and as a veteran, I don't want to get emotional again as I think about the two National Guard soldiers, and one of them, whose own father, said that she's not expected to make a recovery. Uh, it makes me extremely sad and upset to hear this, but I still pray to God for a miracle for these two National Guard, to show us a miracle that they would recover. All right, everybody. I will try to keep you updated. You can put in your comments. Please keep them respectful. In other words, obscenities, threats of violence, these types of things, I'm not going to have that. Okay? That's just not right, whether from the left or the right. Anyways, that's the update right now. 0 unit. This suspect worked with the CIA. And apparently these units, some have claimed that they were essentially death squads. But, in fairness to President Biden, again, to recap, Trump, the traitor, the false idol, stating that this is Biden and already playing the blame game. He is the one, according to Jack Cocciarella on YouTube, who approved this individual, Ramanullah Lockenwall, approved his special immigrant visa to let him stay in the country in April. And our prayers go out to the families of Andrew Wolf and Sarah Beckstrom. Thank you.